And the number one human right that we have to protect is that democracy. And that requires a new leadership as well, instead of a leadership that in part and sometimes takes away our democratic rights by bureaucratic means. The use of the courts by President Zuma's lawyers to defend him. As a citizen, he's entitled to the protection of the courts. As the number one political leader and his own political experience, he should know that political battles have to be decided in political arena, not the courts. That's a distraction. And it's not just a waste of money, it's the distraction from the urgent tasks that ministers and director generals and others are concerned with to protect the president through these court cases. And they're really irrelevant to the big issues. After the elections in 2014, it was clear that the ANC had suffered severe losses in that many of its members in key areas like Port Elizabeth and in Johannesburg, Gauteng generally, had withdrawn their support from the ANC. They apparently didn't vote for other parties, but they didn't vote for the ANC, which means there's a kind of disillusionment. The ANC has to rebuild itself to re-win the confidence of its supporters and gain strength. And the only way it can do that, in my opinion, is by renewing its leadership and returning to its basic principles, which means an end to or a serious campaign to stop self-enrichment, not just at the lower levels of society and civil service, but throughout government from top to bottom. The Nkandla story really worries me because so many hours of his time, of ministers, of director generals, of consultants, and I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of rands of legal fees to deal with what was a political issue, protection of the Chapter 9 institutions designed to protect the Constitution, and there's the President fighting political battles through the courts when it needed a very simple, yes, things happened which I didn't intend, but I have benefited, I shall pay. Instead of 3 years of wasted time, and then a story he always intended to pay. How can it be after you've fought for 3 years in the most foxy ways with a clever lawyer who cost the state money? We taxpayers paid for that useless defense. And so these are the issues, and this is my concern about the damage being done to the ANC. And yet members are speaking out now. I'm very happy to see and to be one of them.